the Rip Jersey Podcast with James D. Jackson.
Hello and welcome again to the Rip Jersey Podcast. I'm your host, James D. Jackson, and there's just more history being made this week in Major League Baseball. Last week we talked about Albert Pujols and Aaron Judge, and Albert Pujols hitting 700 career home runs, which has only been 4 guys have ever done that. That's already an amazing accomplishment. And then obviously Aaron Judge on his home run chase. He is tied with the American League record at this point in time. So a lot of good things happening, and I thought that would be the best thing going, but the Seattle Mariners are the best thing going in baseball right now. I think it's a definite. The Seattle Mariners have ended the longest postseason drought in North American sports, which goes all the way back to 2001, and it just couldn't have been done in a more spectacular fashion. You know, as you know, when we're kids, we always talk bottom of the ninth, 3-2 count, 2 outs. What are you gonna do? You know, it's just those things you do in wiffle ball. And the Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners got a chance to do that, and he came in, pinched hit, so he wasn't in the lineup before. Came in to pinch hit and hit the walk-off home run with a 3-2 count, 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and it sends the Seattle Mariners to the postseason for the first time since 2001, which is 21 years of just non-postseason baseball for Seattle fans. This is one of those moments that you just can't take for granted. This is why sports fans are so adamant on watching their teams when they're good. This is why sports fans are so adamant on seeing, you know, and enjoying the game as it's happening when their team is actually one of the better teams, because you just never know when your team is going to be this good again. You cannot take it for granted. And this is just the message for those people that don't understand why sports fans are so crazy. This explains why. I mean, Seattle in 2001 had 116 games, which is one of the best seasons of all time, to win 116 games. And you wouldn't think that team would drop off and, you know, have such a long postseason drought. But they did. And so that just explains the significance of watching your team when they're good, because those moments you never know when they're going to happen again. You could be, you know, 7 years old one day, the next time it happens, you're, you know, 24, 35, things like that. So you got to really, really go after it. Now, it's just crazy because of what this movie or documentary, I don't know how they're going to do it. I know somebody's going to do something creative with this season of how they're going to make, you know, this season compelling, because this team is now the 5th team in Seattle Mariners history to make it to the postseason out of their 46 years as a team. They had so many ups and downs this year. Obviously, they were under 500 for quite a while, and then had that 14-game win streak that pretty much changed the trajectory of this season. And now it's the Sacramento Kings' turn to make a run at the postseason. The Sacramento Kings are now the longest holders of the longest drought in postseason in North American sports, which goes back to 2006. So that's 16 years. But the Seattle Mariners have broken that streak, and like I was saying, it's just been such a long drought for them, and this season that they had has been great with the 14-game win streak, as I said. And they're one of those teams that they don't put a lot of runs on the board. They have so many one-run wins this year, which is, I think, it's the most this year so far, with 32 and 21 this year in one-run games. That spells for a pretty good deal heading into the postseason. I know a lot of people are just saying that, the Mariners, they made the postseason, it's the feel-good story. I think you need to watch out for this team in the postseason, because just that stat alone, there's so many one-run wins in the postseason that it just shows you how determined and gritty a team is. I think the Seattle Mariners can make some noise this postseason. I'm not saying they're making the World Series, although they could, but I don't think they're just an easy win in the wild card or in one of those divisional series. And that's just an amazing feat, because this team isn't filled with superstars. They're not filled with guys like, Ichiro back in 2001, and they don't have Felix Hernandez, guys like that. I mean, this team is just a collection of guys that are just having, they just have that magic. And I noticed the what they've been using all season is this magic as the word they're going by. They really do have it. The guys are coming into the bullpens. They're coming in to do the field work, and they just look like they're enjoying themselves so much, which is that means you have the perfect collection of guys to go after this. And that's what it took to break this streak. They got so close last year. I think they were just 2 games off last year. And to get over that hump, you knew that this could be a possibility coming into the season because they brought so many of the former guys back from last year, and then they added guys like Castillo to come in and help this team. And the players are just having so much fun, and I think that plays a big role in your postseason success and your regular season success. It makes a great culture for everybody to be around. It's kind of like how the Warriors are in the NBA. The Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. Just those 3 guys have made it to where so many guys want to play with them, and they just have this culture that they all enjoy each other, and now they have 4 championships together. So I think the Seattle Mariners have built that type of culture for their program going forward. And I don't think this is the only season that they're going to make. It's not going to be another 20-year drought, although you never really know. But to my knowledge, it doesn't look like it's going to be that way because of what they've built this season and where they could go. So I think Seattle Mariner fans, let them celebrate. I know the Mariners had the champagne bottles going. They had the goggles on. Looked like they just won the championship. But I mean that's what you can get when you break such a long streak of non-postseason years. I mean that it just shows how impactful that is for that organization and for those fans. Because like I said, there are people that are 20 years old that have never seen the Mariners in the postseason, and that just explains how long this has been. So I think the Seattle Mariner fans and Seattle Mariners, congratulations to you, and you get to celebrate. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I have a podcast called Rip Jersey. Follow that, add it to your playlist, listen to it wherever you can. Thanks for watching again.